outside right now. If I'm walking my dog, I'm constantly doing this number. Anybody else doing that? What outside right now? Don't you love it? Okay. And have y'all seen anything? My husband loves to send me links to all these crazy news topics. Okay? Because he knows that, you know, what I teach, and he's like, oh, you can use this to be freaked out about. And so, sent me this article last week about the little kissing bug. How do you get to these? Okay? Yeah, right? Okay? And so, you know, I knew what it was. So I'm reading it and I go, oh no, it's in Virginia now. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now I'm really like this when I'm outside. It's the bug that has made its way from the southern hemisphere. That the reason they call it the kissing bug is because it's very attracted to the carbon dioxide that you breathe out. And it likes to bite you on your mouth, your lips, and around your eyes. Yeah, And it carries Chagas disease. It ain't pretty. It's a very ugly disease. Okay? So see, he sent it to me knowing that I would be reading it and I'd be like, really? Seriously? What about this thing? And so, getting back to reflexes. Well, that closing of the eye and this batting away, these are reflexes that I'm carrying out before I really recognize that I'm doing it. Reflexes, they're really cool because they're information, and information in general about how we move, what we, you know, that sort of thing. The way it travels up and down the spine, it is really kind of cool how it does it. So, these tracks, ascending, descending, and I've got this midline and these two halves. Information can travel by way of these tracks either ipsilateral, contralateral, or they can decussate. And I don't mean take back bad words. Okay? The way that the traveling takes place, decussation simply means that that information crosses over and travels up the other side. If it is contralateral, the origin and destination of a track are on the opposite sides of the body. This is very much what can happen in some cases of the muscle movement that it takes for the reflex to occur. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay? Contralateral would be, all right, if something happens over here on the right, but the left has to compensate for it. They're like stepping on a tack or something like that. But that can also be ipsilateral. Hearing. Now, hearing is actually going to pretty much have a direct path. Because when we begin, now, okay, when I grew up, I was taught there were 5 senses. Okay? Sight, smell, taste, hearing, touch. Okay? Now, hearing now has equilibrium. The touch is the one pretty much dealing with all of this stuff that's out here on the outside of the body. Sight, smell, taste, hearing, equilibrium. We call those the what type of senses? Special. They're special for a reason. First of all, their neurons are going to be so different than what we have for general, and they pretty much have a direct connection to areas of the brain. So hearing pretty much going to have a direct connection, but sight can cross over, and it does. The majority of sight crosses over. What you see with the right is being registered on the left and left on the right, okay? But some of it also travels one direction. Really cool. So this information that we're sending in, it can either go directly up the side that it's on, it can start, cross over, go up, it can have a stimulus over here, but origin, destination over here on this side. There's many different ways for it to be. And a lot of it is going to be dealing with those reflexes that we have. Like I said a minute ago, ascending is my sensory information. Now, okay. I see something on this screen. First order, second order, third order. Once again, not an artist. Okay? Exactly. Trying to represent the brain stem. I mean the brain. Okay? Now my little brain stem. Alright? Everybody with me now? Okay? I know, it's just really beautiful artistry, right? That's because that's not the side of my brain that works. You know how you have your left brain and right brain? Okay? I'm not the artist side of the brain. Okay? Alright, so first order, second order, third order. I don't know what the heck that means. Okay? That's my spinal cord. So, a neuron. That's typically what we think about when we hear the term neuron. Okay? So, my first order, that is able to detect the stimulus, transmit that signal to the spinal cord or the brain stem. Okay, my cranial nerves would be the ones that are up here, around the head, the face, and just a small portion of the neck. Everything else is going to be dependent on spinal nerves, the ones that are exiting the vertebra. My first order neuron is what can detect the stimulus. What do we have? A lot of them are located in the skin that can detect stimuli. You guys remember studying the integumentary system? What kind of things were located? What kind of parts were found that could detect any type of stimuli? Pain, pressure, heat, touch. What hair? We've got our little hair follicles. Do y'all remember other stuff like Pacinian corpuscles, lamellar corpuscles, free nerve endings?
The tactile one.
We got the tactile. There's like 12 or 13 different ones located in the skin. I don't know if you guys remember that. Okay? But they detect pain, pressure, touch, heat, cold. We got all these things that can be detected. Are those not stimuli? Every single one of them, right? Isn't that stimulus? As you're sitting here right now in the chairs, your pressure stimuli is going through, okay? You're looking at the clock and going, please hurry up. So you're getting those neurons in the brain ready, okay? So I'm going to have this first order neuron be located in these periphery areas of the body. Does that make sense? That one gets to detect the stimulus and transmit it to my spinal cord, and up here where it says brainstem, that would most likely be the cranial nerves. Okay? So this would be my first order. My second order, it synapses with the neurons here in the spinal cord, and that sends information. Do you guys remember the thalamus, hypothalamus, and all that sort of stuff? It's going to send it to the area of my thalamus. What does that do? Do you remember anything about it? You probably don't, because your first, unless you know they went into great detail. That's going to be your midbrain. So you're going to have in that brainstem area where you have midbrain, pons, the medulla, information gets sent there, and the most of that information is from the interior of the body for homeostasis.
The hormone? Thalamus and
Hypothalamus. Yeah, these are all subthalamus. The thalamus itself is termed a relay station. Now, why is it termed a relay station? That's because I have different areas of my brain. I've got a frontal region. I've got my parietal region. I've got my temporal. I've got my occipital. You see where I'm going with this? The temporal, the occipital, the parietal, frontal. Would information that is right here coming from this periphery of my body, would it need to go to the temporal area of my brain? No. Would it need to go to the occipital? No. Okay? Maybe something in the parietal, but I definitely need it to go to frontal. How is it going to get there? The relay station. The thalamus is going to relay that information to the area of the brain it needs to go to. That's my second order neuron. So that information travels to my thalamus, and then from the thalamus, it needs to send it to the area of the brain it needs to go to.